here in the United States,
Yes.
how to really distribute that more, the needs of the world more equitably and evenly, and because being such a material society, we have taken more of our share than what we deserve, perhaps.
Another interesting point about the contrast between the war in ancient Atlantis and the world war of the past century is that apparently in the time of Atlantis, because humanity was so mentally undeveloped, and because the spiritual hierarchy, the great spiritually realized beings lived on Earth at that time and were actively involved in human affairs, they decided to intervene on behalf of humanity, and they brought an end to that civilization through the Great Flood that is a myth that persists throughout many different world traditions and religions. The Great Flood that brought an end to that civilization was brought on by the hierarchy's decision. But now, because humanity is so much more mentally developed and has so much more free will, it is left up to us to decide whether we are going to give in to the pull of the forces of materialism, which are the forces of darkness, or choose to follow the forces of light, which are the forces of spiritual evolution and of goodwill and unity as opposed to selfishness. The choice is up to us. And hierarchy apparently is staying out of it. It's a decision and a crisis that humanity has to deal with.
And the decision by hierarchy to retreat to the background was a deliberate one after the great cataclysmic flood that inundated the Atlantean civilization. That was brought on and deliberately, as you said, because the forces of evil at that time had really kind of gotten the upper hand, and this flooding of the civilization seemed to be the only way that that could be dealt with at the time. And so, as you said, the presence of mind was lacking in these people, and so the hierarchy withdrew and left humanity kind of on its own to develop this next phase.
In a way, it implies great trust in the capacity of human beings to choose and to choose rightly, but it also suggests the burden of free will. Things aren't done for us. We have to figure out for ourselves where we stand. I remember from the Bible, Christ said, "I come not to bring peace, but a sword." And I've often wondered if that statement refers to the need to choose, to decide what we will align ourselves with.
For those people who just tuned in, you're listening to Inner Sight. Our topic for today, Atlantis, Part 2. And with the Alice Bailey literature, there are 24 volumes, and it seems that topics or information about Atlantis runs and is interwoven into many of the 24 volumes. So what Sarah and Dale have done for you is a very nice thing. They've put together a paper for you, more or less extracting information from various Alice Bailey literature, and the paper is on Atlantis. And you're certainly welcome to give us a call and order that paper. We'll send it out to you, of course, free of charge. Just give us a call at 1-866-695-8247. Once again, 1-866-695-8247. Just ask for the paper on Atlantis, and we'll be happy to send it out to you free of charge. The easy way to remember the number, 1-866-NY-Lucis. Think of 1-866 New York Lucis. Lucis is L-U-C-I-S. Our website, by the way, is www.lucistrust.org. And one of the most intriguing things about the website is that you can key into our archived library of past radio shows. They're all archived there for you, and I think you'll find numerous. You'll find a lot of the Alice Bailey themes there, and you'll be able to take a look at them. And also, what's important too, if you like these shows, and many of you have expressed interest in this show and our site, and if you'd like to keep listening to them, the way we stay on the air is through your donations. So we'd certainly appreciate it if you could continue your support, and we thank you for the support you've given us in the past. And what you have to do is, if you want to send a donation to keep us on the air, send it to Lucis Trust, Lucis, Lucis Trust, 120 Wall Street, New York, New York, 10005. That's Lucis Trust, 120 Wall Street, New York, New York, 10005. And our most popular book out of the 24 volumes is Ponder on This, and that's the one that's a compilation, kind of a cross-section of all of Alice Bailey literature, and of course it's abridged, but it'll give you an idea of the priority of topics according to your interest level, what you find interest in. And to order Ponder on This, we'll give you a discount. All you have to do is mention that you heard the book mentioned on Inner Sight, and we'll give you a discount on Ponder on This. Call us at 1-866-695-8247 or 1-866 New York Lucis. I'd like to return to the show now. And do we have more we can say about Atlantis?
Well, let me just first of all mention, when people want to order the book, they shouldn't use our 800 number. They should write to Lucis Publishing Company.
Oh, okay.
120 Wall Street, New York, New York, 10005. And it's $16. The discount is free shipping and handling. Ponder on This is interesting because it's a compilation of extracts from all of the books of Alice Bailey. It's, I think, our bestseller in all languages that the books have been translated into. And perhaps it's because it covers the gamut of topics, and also it's composed of short extracts, and one doesn't need to read a whole book to get the point. One can just read a passage in the morning when you are having your quiet time, or at night before you sleep. Anyway, that's my little plug for Ponder on This.
I want to get back to Atlantis because I'm very intrigued about Atlantis, so I'm going to bring you back to that now. So what more can we say about Atlantis?
Well, we were talking about the war and the need for people to choose. If there is, again, a war going on, and I think there is, between the forces of materialism and the forces of spirituality and light, it's a war that isn't really so clear-cut as in the past. In other words, I think that all of us are a mixture of motivations, and every nation has a mixture of people within its populations. There's no perfection found in any group of people or in any nation. It's a matter of the gradation of values. Some of us give in to desire more easily than others, and we have to decide where we stand and where we want to align our forces. It's a decision that I think every human being has to make.
And that's right. It's a decision that only the people with developed mental capacity can make that kind of decision. And that's the one thing that seemed to be lacking during the Atlantean stage. And that's why the war happened in the first place, perhaps. There just wasn't that discriminating power, discriminating ability of the people. And I like to put this whole thing in context and see the whole process, because it's been a long, long, long process of developing the physical capacity, the emotional nature, and now we're in the process of developing the mental nature. And there's also a relationship here to the prayer that we say that Sarah says at the end of each program, the Great Invocation, because in that there is a line that says, "Restore the plan on earth." And that plan kind of got off track during the Atlantean experience, because the forces of evil kind of got the upper hand there, and the forces of light had to retreat. And so now this plan is now